Loading Snacks.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Loading Snacks Anime Chat Podcast, episode 36. Your student council is back to look at the docket, talk anime, discuss what we're here to discuss this week. But before we get started, one thing I do want to say is thank you to the people who are tuned in, watching us, or listening to us. And the fact, if you don't know and you're here for the first time, we do have two other podcasts with the Lotus Snacks team and channel. We have our Lotus Snacks weekly show that is 8:30 every Tuesday, and it's live. So look forward to that when we talk about pop culture and stuff happening over there. And we have our wrestling podcast called the Finisher Wrestling Podcast. That's bi-weekly, so that's every other Saturday. So just so you know, this week they have a new episode coming up talking about Worlds Collide and Money in the Bank, because those are two big WWE events this weekend coming up. So look out for that as well. Once again, thank you for checking out the stuff we got. Look forward to having you guys around for a long time. So what do y'all say? Y'all ready to get into everything?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right.
Let's get it.
So Noah, first up on the docket, what do we need to know about this week?
All right. First off, how y'all doing this week?
So far, so good. A little exhausted from the weekend, but rallying back and, looking forward to the rest of the week.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about you, Gabby?
Doing pretty good. I vacuumed and cleaned a good bit of my house this weekend after doing Comic-Con stuff. So that was good.
Nice.
We're out at
Nice.
Big Lick Nova, putting in that work, hosting panels and stuff.
Mhm.
Busy, but good weekend overall. So
Yeah, I was looking at all the social media posts. I was upset I couldn't make it this year.
I was looking for you the whole time too, but we were so busy hosting that stage, like it was running go.
Oh yeah,
I didn't know if I was coming.
They didn't have a free moment at all. Like I caught it, I said, "Oh hey, give hugs." It's like, "Oh, I gotta go," and I'm like, "Okay,
yeah. It was busy. Yeah, because we were practically like the stage managers too at that point. Like,
They were.
you gotta get some time. You know what I mean? So
They were large.
Yeah, I saw Gage up there talking to Lou Ferrigno.
Yep.
Mhm.
I got to talk to Yoda. That was interesting.
Oh, nice.
Like he brought out like the actual from Empire Strikes Back Yoda puppet and was like looking at me doing that stuff. And I was like, the way it moved, I was like, this is so weird and freaky because it really feels like Yoda, like the real thing. Even
Yeah.
It's like so lifelike. It was kind of like surreal.
That was awesome though.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
Yeah, so Jokes is working on getting everything. We shot, cut up, and everything, and put up. So look forward to all that content coming out this week. Yeah, all of it should be out by the end of the week. But good stuff. Good stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
right. Picked up some trinkets and some snacks from out there. So
nice.
So I got a new cat plush.
I did. It's a scarf, basically. I don't know. I love it.
As long as you're happy, that's all that works. That's all that matters.
That's dope.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's get to some anime news.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
First on the docket, we have, guess what? More solo leveling news.
Why are we not
I legit thought it was over after last week. But we got some more solo leveling news. Nothing crazy, but for the first time ever, Solo Leveling is the first anime to be #1 on Crunchyroll globally in every country that Crunchyroll has.
Wow.
Solo Leveling is the #1 anime.
Like
first
at
anime
the same
ever
time? Wow.
Yeah.
So,
no matter where you're watching, it's #1.
I've explained this before.
Yes, you
and for real, I need to make it into a clip and post it on TikTok. So for all the people who are mad about Frieren, because once again, I do believe that Frieren deserved Anime of the Year. However, when you see stuff like this, like I said, the impact of Solo Leveling globally matches of how good of a story Frieren was. Which is why I say I understand that Frieren should have won, but it also makes sense when you see stuff like this.
Yeah.
So,
but it's still great that both names are in the conversation. You know what I mean? Like, you got people who are happy that Solo Leveling won, then you got other people like, nah, it should have been Frieren. So it's kind of good that those both animes are in that conversation together. So, so people who may not have seen Frieren will go look at it now. A lot of people are saying Frieren should have won Anime of the Year. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, that's true. Next it says Kubo, who's the writer of Bleach, says the biggest surprise for Bleach is planned for Thousand Year Blood War Part 4. And he said, I quote, that character will appear. I think it'll be the biggest surprise in Bleach.
I know, right?
Who could that be?
That's what I'm trying to think of.
I think it could be Ichigo's mom,
That's what I'm thinking. That's the first thing in my head.
Aizen.
Well, he's
And
already
those are
appeared
my
in the
top
show.
two
He
right
hasn't done anything, but he's appeared in the show.
Yeah, but he didn't say he was coming back. He didn't say anything. He said that character will appear. That's all he said. So
True.
it could be
So
Aizen.
Maybe
Could
Ichigo's
be-
father.
Character. It could be an
It
old
could be
character.
Ichigo's father, but Ichigo's supposed to be stronger than his dad at this point.
Mhm.
I think his-
So it would be the point of bringing back the dad.
I'm going with the mother. I'm going with the mother.
So, but my immediate thought was Ichigo's mom, but she's
Mhm.
dead, so I don't know how she could come back.
Hey,
But
Shikigami's Soul Society. Who knows?
or Aizen, but I don't know. Maybe one of the Super Bleach fans has a better idea.
Either way, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, whoever it is, I'm looking forward to seeing how they close it all out. So
Hopefully, somebody can actually get a dub besides Kenpachi.
fingers crossed.
Next, we have TV Tokyo, which you've all seen,
Mhm.
is the largest broadcasting network for anime in Japan. And probably other places. I'm not sure where else they broadcast, but specifically Japan.
Mhm.
And their top money makers are consistently shows like Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon,
Okay.
Naruto,
Mhm.
and they release their top 5 earners every year.
Mhm.
Okay.
So guess who their number 1 earner was this year? And it was a show you probably would think, no way, because people say this show is ass, which I agree. But
Is it an old one or a
This is
new
about to
one?
ask.
it's a newer one, like Black Cloverish era. Really popular one.
It's not anything Gundam.
Gundam, no.
It's really
No.
popular that people say is trash.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say Shangri-La, but no, because a lot of people love that show, so no. A show that people think is trash.
JJK.
No. So the answer is we'll go from 5 to 1. Black
Okay.
Clover is number 5. Pokemon is number 4. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is number 3.
Okay.
Naruto is number 2. And Boruto is number 1.
Oh.
Huh.
Boruto is TV Tokyo's, I think, for probably several years in a row, because this was also their top TV earner in 2021.
Boruto?
Boruto is their top earner above Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon. The same position it held last year, TV Tokyo no longer discloses its profitable anime properties. Anime was also an important contributor to TV Tokyo's music publishing business, which saw a strong performance from Naruto and Boruto's music royalties in Americas and Europe. Nevertheless, the business experienced a 2.8% drop in sales, 4.2 billion yen, $29 million, which TV Tokyo attributed to Spy Family's royalties within Japan, which did not see the same level of success it did in 2023.
Wow. I wouldn't have guessed Boruto.
What else did it say? Say again.
So I wouldn't have guessed Boruto. Like if you were talking like the manga, say manga reads and something like that as well, I could be like, okay. But the anime hasn't been that great. That's
well,
crazy.
they just explained. What did it say? Which saw a strong performance from Naruto and Boruto's music royalties in America and Europe.
The music.
So their intros and stuff like that are also a big contributor to.
I can see that.
Yeah, then I can
to their royalties. I mean, that's not the only reason. Also, they have all those episodes, but just straight up in Japan, Boruto is pretty popular from an anime perspective, which I don't really get. But I also know that, like in Japan, I know that they don't get upset. Their taste is mad different. They don't get upset at the same things we get upset at. Like over here, universally, Gabby was hated for the like entire part. I think it was part 2
of Attack on Titan.
Was hated of part 4, and then part 3, when it was explained, everyone kind of like settled down a little bit. But in Japan, there was a post that came out that said Japanese fans are confused.
I saw that.
Western fans are hate. So they loved Gabby, and she was one of the higher rated characters during that.
Yeah.
Their tastes are completely different. So it's
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah, we
like,
hated her over here for a minute.
yeah. And America and the Western side of America likes edgy stuff, which is why over there stuff gets popular that's different from over here
Mhm.
because we like edgy stuff. So when we see all the filler and stuff like that, immediately you turn your head off as to where some fans, and I've thought about this, some fans genuinely see filler and stuff like that and they just say, okay, well,
Yeah,
this
That's
is what's
me.
happening now. So let me get
Yeah.
involved. Okay, this character is this. Okay, I like this character. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And they don't even think from a perspective of, oh, this is, but I'm not watching it. They're just thinking this
Yeah.
is my IP and this is what's going on. I'm
Right.
watching it and I like it. And I feel like
Mhm.
there's a lot more of those in Japan than there is in the West.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how I
Yes,
feel.
there definitely are. People get a lot more mad when you have an episode without any content, like fighting in it, especially in an anime that's maybe known for fighting or just has more action scenes. Yeah, once you get those fillers, they're like, nope.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Not even filler, just regular stuff. But I also noticed this because I see a lot of like Japanese fan art, and most of their art, like I just posted about this in my Kingdom group chat. Most of their art is so funny because Kingdom is like a ruthless, like you see people's eyeballs popping out in the manga and like severed arms and legs at the same time and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Torture, and then people's fan art will be like the character that tortures in a cute little chibi position, you know what I mean, and
Mhm.
like with his little yaoi buddy also in a little chibi position. And I noticed that it's so funny that the Japanese fan art for Kingdom is like all like cutesy or like really soft.
Yeah, and that's not
And
a
I'm just
cutesy
like,
and soft
that's kind
show.
of it's not,
No.
but that's because they like their character. So them
Yeah.
seeing them in any image, they still like them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain, but I feel like y'all getting what I'm
I get it,
I'm
yeah.
Oh, of course.
tossing out there.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel like a lot of this stuff that's popular in Japan, where you're like, it's not popular over here. They're just like, no, we're here with Boruto now. What do you mean it's trash? Like, this is still Naruto. We're here. We're watching
Yeah.
it. You know, I love Naruto. I love Boruto. As to where we're like, man, this ain't, you know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
I mean, nothing has 250 episodes, filler or not, if it's not making money.
True.
So,
It's true.
we've seen anime with 5
They
episodes.
want filler to keep it going on longer to make more money off of it. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it's necessarily I feel like it's
one of the
because
reasons.
they want it to, that's like their formula. Because what Payrod said is they pulled back to readdress and figure out a new formula, which is why I said before that their filler is stopping.
Yeah.
I think that their formula was to release that way. And in order to keep up with the manga that was also specifically running monthly, which Boruto's been monthly the entire time. Payrod
Yeah.
just exploded on what to do, and that became the most filler anime ever.
Right.
I mean, think about it. It's
And-
coming after Naruto, and Naruto had filler arcs, and that's what a lot of anime had back in the day. They had their
Mhm.
arcs, and then they had their filler, or like not even if they're not filler, they had their breaks between arcs, which is fine. They've become shorter and shorter over the years. I've noticed in a lot of different animes because a lot of the older ones have more breaks, longer breaks,
Yeah.
bigger random filler arcs and or non-filler arcs that just aren't all action. So
Yeah.
they might be
Mhm.
transitioning away from that. But filler, as you said, is important in a way because they either need to, they're too close to the end of the manga, so they need to.
Well, they need to sell
jump.
manga sales. And like we
Exactly.
know, these anime are ran by committees. So if Viz Media is in this committee of Viz Media, which you see on anime, owns like 90% of manga. So
They do.
if they want their manga to sell more, then they're going to be like, yo, throw some fillers in there.
Yeah. Keep it
People
going for a
remember
while. Yeah.
Boruto and keep
Yeah.
buying copies. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yep.
And it kind of makes sense when you think about it from a business perspective because Boruto released monthly, but it was a super high selling manga. I think
Yeah.
already with only 2 volumes, it sold 1 million copies, which is insane. I think
That is
more. I'm not sure, but it was some crazy amount. And it's like the most read one on Jump Plus. For one chapter, it had like the most reads ever. But I think that that stuff is what it keeps the filler coming because it releases monthly. So they're like, for people to remember this and keep buying, you know what I mean? Even if we have like a slice of life arc when you're releasing monthly, hits hard because it's like, I got to wait 5 months to get back to the action. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I think that might be the reason. But that being said, that was interesting to see that Black Clover anime produces so much, even more so than Naruto. I mean, I'm sure if Naruto was still airing, it would be probably up there with One Piece on how much money it's making.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But now that it's done airing, they done milked it for all its worth. They can barely make money off of. I mean, they can still make money, as you can see, is number 2, but
Right.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? One Piece is like a gold mine right now because it's in the final arc. And I feel like people forget that Naruto was the same way. In the final arc, we got Ninja Storm 4, Ninja Storm 3, Ninja Storm 2, literally the whole war. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? All these different, like we got filler movies and all this different stuff. It was
Yep.
I feel like if it was airing today, as a Naruto fan, it hurts my soul because we'd have a live action too. We'd have a blimp in the Macy's Day Parade too. But
I can see Naruto getting one sooner rather than later. As far as the next anime person to join the Macy's Day Parade, I can see Naruto getting one.
oh,
At this point, it might
I
be
don't
too
even care
late.
about that, but I don't even care. But it's up to the company. Payrout's not in the Macy's Day Parade. Toei. That's why I was telling people. Toei I looked it up. You can literally apply for a balloon fee at so Payrout could apply, but Toei does the Goku. I think the Pikachu one as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not
Pikachu's
sure.
always there.
Pikachu one. I'm not sure. But I know they can just say, yo, we're doing, you know what I mean, One Piece this year.
Mhm.
So, but anyways, moving on. Next is Megan Thee Stallion has an anime coming out. I'm not sure to what degree she's involved. Maybe she's just funding it. I don't know.
I mean, she might be. She is a huge anime fan.
She's a very huge anime fan.
She might be tapped into the creative process of it, like characters she wants in it, all that type of stuff. You know what I mean? Have the other the people around her, the writers and the illustrators put it all together for her. But
she could just literally just be funding it. Because if I was rich, I would, you know what I mean? I would definitely fund some projects. I've heard some of my friends say they would do that too. And it's not like in Japan, you couldn't do that because there's too many hoops to jump through. I don't think you could just easily offer the money to fund it. I feel like some rich people have tried, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Mr. Beast is a huge anime fan. I
Mhm.
feel like some people have been like, yo, we'll give you $5 million if you reanimate Naruto by Mappa. And they're like, nah, bro, it's not how it works.
yeah, that's not gonna work. Yeah.
So, but in America, you get that to happen. You go to Amazon with $10 million. I bet you
he'd be like, what do you want?
Season 4 is coming a little bit quicker, you know?
Mhm.
So, but anyways, it's directed by Carl Jones, who does Boondocks.
Right. I know
And
that. Yeah.
I forget what else he does, but he's a legend. He does a couple of things, but most notably Boondocks. And so we'll see how that is. It's, you know what I mean? It's really going to be like an action cartoon. So that's going to be sick. I don't know who's anime. I don't know nothing else. I didn't even look it up.
I saw like like a screenshot of, I guess, like a concept picture of it, but I was like, okay, that was about it.
I think that was fan made. I don't think that was real.
Okay.
So from them. So that's cool. We'll be looking out for it.
Yeah, for sure.
Don movie has been promised to have, what's my notes say, extended fights and upgraded animation. Now, does this mean only for the movie? Does this mean only in theaters? I don't think so.
I just don't want a movie.
I mean, it's not a movie. It's just first 3 episodes. First 3 episodes. Yeah. So it's gonna be like 90 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Not even like what, 55 minutes. But maybe the first 3 episodes, because they're coming out in theater, will have some extra, which I could see. Some
I could. Now the question is, do we need to get tickets?
No.
I'm kind of wondering. It's in 2 days. And I think it's only going to be in studio for I think it's only going to be in theaters for like 2 days. So possibly,
if they're adding extended fight sequences and stuff like that, then I do wonder if it is going to come to the show as well, the extended
but
stuff.
That's my thing. I don't think they're going to release any different thing in the show.
Yeah, I think it'll be the same thing, just probably chopped up into the 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Let's see.
But still interesting. Coming soon. Evil Eye, Don. Hour 33 minutes. No, let's not do Thursday. Let's see. What about Friday?
Let me see. I'm trying to find the post where I found this because I want to see who the source was.
Probably have to look this up once we get out of here.
Yeah, Japanese screening. Down season 2 extended fights plus quality increase. It says season 2. Yeah, season 2. So actually not the movie.
Okay, so just season 2. Okay.
Yeah, maybe in the movie because it's a theatrical release, it could be the movie. I don't know.
Mhm.
But either way, I was considering going, but I'm leaning like 70% not because it's coming out anyways. And I was like, they're not going to release something in the movies. They're not going to release on Crunchyroll. So
Mhm. Yeah, we knew for
I
a
could see it
fact.
maybe happening, and then they're trying to sell the Blu-ray, but nah, Blu-ray ain't that popular. No way.
Look into this a little more
So,
once we get out of here. So put that back. Okay. We'll make a decision. Most likely, probably not.
yeah.
But
Yeah, I don't think so, honestly.
yeah.
But we'll see. Next we have Death Stranding and Tom and Jerry both have an anime announced. So Tom and Jerry first, we'll talk about that one. Tom and Jerry has been reimagined into an anime, and it's let me send you out a picture because I think I have a picture.
Please.
Please do.
I'm a big Tom and Jerry fan.
Oh well, you're not gonna be a fan of this.
Probably not, but
this is what it's looking like so far. And y'all probably see it on the screen. This ain't my Tom and Jerry.
oh
Why
hell
are they
no.
so
Absolutely
cute?
not.
I knew these would be the separate reactions. I knew these would be the separate
No.
reactions.
Hell
I mean, it's
literally
definitely
knew
not
it.
Tom and Jerry, that's for sure. But
It
it's
is not
so
Tom and
dang
Jerry.
cute.
This is not
That
Tom and Jerry.
is awful.
Oh my god, this is like Hello Kitty became Tom and Jerry.
Literally.
No.
It's
So-
so cute.
Hashtag not my Tom and Jerry.
That's definitely not my Tom and Jerry.
No.
But that's gonna be reimagined for an anime. I'm not sure what studio's doing. I guess I could have looked that up, but I could see Science Saru doing it, but I don't know. It might be one of those Chibi Jones that's like goes super under the radar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's most likely going to be.
Actually, but though Tom and Jerry is a really popular title, so it'll probably have some talks. Because just Tom and Jerry. But after that,
Why you text that in there, Gabby, like we're not sitting here talking about it?
I gotta press my things.
and then after that, Death Stranding is getting an anime.
Okay. Interesting.
That was announced.
Did
How
they
we
say
feel about
like
that?
I recently beat the first one a few months back or whatever, so I'm cool with it. I know I'm gonna get the second one when it comes out, play through it and beat it. So I'm cool. I'm not like super excited or super disappointed or anything. It's like, all right, cool. I'll check it out when it comes out, and hopefully it's good. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Okay.
I think it has a chance to look absolutely amazing, depending on who does it.
Yeah.
I
I'm
think
interested to see
that,
how
yep.
they're gonna do it.
I think that video game animes and shows have a good history right now. They have a good track record right now. So even with the latest one being
Devil May Cry.
Devil May Cry,
Mhm.
I think that they have a great track record right now. So like I always say, anything video game, give it to me because they've done some great job with video game adaptations. I don't know about, I'm still not convinced on that other video game one that you like. What's it called?
Guilty Gear.
Guilty Gear.
Yeah, that's for
I'm
if
not
you're
convinced on that one.
that's strictly if you're a fan of Guilty Gear. That's what that's for. Just those
Right.
people. Yeah.
But I had a little bump in the road. But they've been making some like AAA video game stuff. So we'll see. I wonder if they'll have the Daryl character be reimagined as well, or if he'll just be another random white dude.
It could be a different person and easily. It doesn't have to be. And I don't think it would be the person from the game. They would probably do a whole new original story and not to tie him into what's going on. Just maybe some other side characters they might throw in the anime, but they're not gonna mess with Sam too much. I don't think so.
Death Stranding came out and they were literally like, we spent 4 years making this game. We're not confident it'll sell. Daryl, you want to be the main character?
And then it sold like hotcakes.
I don't know. Did it?
I don't know. People like Daryl, so yeah.
Was Death
like
Stranding
Norm.
popular?
I like Norman Reedus. I hugged him. He's great.
I like Norman Reedus.
Well, I mean the game.
I think it was mixed feelings with the game. A lot of people wanted to call it walking
Yeah, I was
simulator
gonna
and stuff
say.
like that. Like, I enjoyed it, even though it's Kojima, so it's completely confusing as all hell. The story.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it for what it was. You know, I had fun with it.
Yeah.
But I think
Okay.
it was mixed feelings on how it was received.
Yeah. That's what I saw. Okay. And last but not least, we have Chopper's live action reveal.
Yeah, I was on the floor when
Super
I was on the show
exciting
floor
news.
when this came out. I was like, I need to go someplace quiet so I can see this. I want to wait till Monday when I'm sitting with y'all, but I can't. It's live action Chopper. I need to see what he looks like right
I
now.
haven't seen it
Well,
yet.
I didn't text y'all, but I was good. I thought about it today as I was sitting down. And I was like, I should have texted them and told them don't look at it till Monday, but
Well,
I
we can
didn't
bring it
think
up.
about it.
We can
I
bring it
haven't
up.
seen it.
Hang on one sec.
You know what?
Off the dome, Gabby, rate live action Chopper 0 through 10, and you can't say 7.
I'm not mad at it at all. I'm gonna give it an 8.
Okay, that's pretty high.
Yeah, I know.
I cornered you by not allowing you to say 7, huh?
Oh, I know. You did. But I feel
All
like
right,
6
go.
is too
Rate rate live action Chopper 0 through 10. And you can't say 7.
All right. I will say, just like Gabby, I don't hate it. I'm probably 6. Probably 6.
Cornered you both there because I was going to hear some 7.2s and
You
7.5s. I know it. That's why
What
you gotta
about
ask
you?
people that or say that. I give it a 6 if I can't say 7 as well. I give it a
See-
6, and if we're not doing points as well.
Mhm.
Reason? Oh, go ahead. You go first, Gabby.
Sorry, no. The only thing I would change, honestly, is the voice. I don't think the voice is Chopper. I think there's a weird inflection in it, and it's not high enough or childish enough.
Not cute enough.
That too.
It's not like, I don't know. Chopper has like, obviously his voice actor is a legend, but like he has like this undeniable, even in the dub, like this undeniable cute voice. And I
Mhm.
feel like it's gotta be just,
It's gotta
yeah.
be better.
I can
There's
I
no
can agree,
whine. There's not
I can
much
agree with
whine.
y'all on the voice thing. That I think that's the most off-putting thing right now to me when it comes to Chopper. Like it is that extra sauce that's missing from it that's not there. So I can agree with y'all with that.
The reason I put it at a 6 instead of an 8 is because I'll put the design of the creature, separate everything in one piece, separate one piece even. The design of the creature itself, I'd say, is like an 8 because it's not ugly. That's the thing we
Mhm.
were all thinking was that it was going
Yeah.
to be ugly like the original Sonic design. Right?
Oh
Like,
gosh.
That's what we were thinking we
Please
were
no.
going to see. So it
Mhm.
gets like an extra, it gets like a 6.8, which I'm not doing points, but for not
Feel
being
you.
ugly.
Yeah.
But I feel like it didn't give me Chopper vibe. It didn't give me the vibe that Chopper gives right away, besides the panel of him hiding behind the pillar.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But it didn't, I don't know. It just didn't. It was the voice actor as well, but it didn't resemble Chopper closely enough. And then the voice actor, it does resemble Chopper, but I feel like just a little bit off. And then the voice actor pulls it even farther.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's
I
how
think-
I feel about it.
The anime
Once it
version is
started to do
cuter.
the movements, it really got me. Like
Yeah.
little dances, like,
Mm.
oh, you jerk. It's like, okay, it's got personality, but standing there talking, yeah, it does kind of.
He's no more rounder in
Also
the
that-
anime and the manga. He's more rounder, I feel like. I think they like
Yeah,
slimmed him
I
out
was
in this
thinking
one.
A
that
little bit,
too.
yeah.
I was thinking he
Yeah.
might have a rounder face. But
Yeah.
He definitely does.
Yeah.
That when he did his little tsundere trope, it didn't hit. I feel like that didn't hit his little tsundere
I
trope.
think because he was missing his facial expressions. He always gets
where he's
mad and
supposed
yells.
to be like,
his
you know,
teeth-
what I mean,
teeth
get
get all
real
sharp.
high and
Yeah.
stuff. I feel like it
Yeah.
didn't hit right
Yeah.
there.
That's where the
So-
voice actor comes in. You need a higher
Yeah.
voice,
Yeah.
higher pitch.
So, who does the voice actor for him? Let's look it up.
I mean, maybe when the show season 2 finally comes out and we
They
see
sounded
more
familiar.
of him moving around and interacting with people, we might feel a little different. But just with that little bit, I can agree with what we're all saying here.
Mhm.
Yeah, I knew it was a middle-aged white woman. I knew it.
Yeah,
She sounds familiar, but I can't tell.
I saw-
what
I
she's
saw-
been in before.
I think I said I was gonna put in a chat, the anime chat group, but the
It's always
woman
the
doing her
middle.
voice or whatever, talking about, yeah, I'm the voice of Chopper, yada yada, her and Chopper side by side. So it's like, okay, that's the voice.
Nah, yeah, first Chopper is a little bit rounder, but
Yeah,
I don't know. She sounds familiar. I was gonna look up what else she did. But I'll say this: it doesn't look ugly.
No,
No, it
not at
doesn't.
all.
I feel
No.
like everything about the live action is just a little off from being good. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
yeah.
Like that's
not
the
bad
whole
for live
production.
action.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. I
Yeah.
just think that there's like that's what I was telling my buddy Benny about it originally. Is I feel like as far as everything goes, there's one thing as a fan that I feel like a lot of people could unanimously agree could be tweaked on almost everything. You know what I mean? like Usopp. Like actually, I feel like Usopp is pretty good. Like their characters or the way they move or something like that. I feel like there's a unanimous agreement on a lot of things that could be
Mhm.
just a little different. So that being said, it fits the live action.
It does.
Yeah. It does.
It does. Yeah.
And I am excited for it.
Yeah. So
Me too.
We'll
You know,
see.
we get a
Coming
new Straw Hat.
2026.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we gotta wait a little bit longer before we get it. So it's
Yep.
what it is.
Mhm.
But I know we're all looking forward to watching it when it does come out.
Yes.
So-
2026.
So thank you very much for that, Noah.
You know
All
it.
right. On to number 2 on the topic, Gabby's question.
Yay.
Gabby, what topic do you have for us this week?
The pre-prepared topic.
Right.
Yeah. So this is going to be less of a question, more of an actual just talk topic. So there's really no question involved in this one. And
Okay.
this is when I was looking for the topic, I found this and I was like, oh, cool. We haven't talked about this yet. But I realized this could be turned into a series because there's many, many things that we could bring up and we don't have to discuss the same one each week.
Mm-hmm.
And that is anime controversies.
Okay.
So I was going to bring up, depending on how big or so there are, probably like one or two big ones, and then maybe a smaller one each. Like every time I try to bring this back up in between the questions, we'll talk about them. Maybe some we don't know, maybe some we do, and just discuss them. So for the first one, we're kind of going with a big one that should be obvious to any anime fan out there who has heard about this anime, and that is Goblin Slayers episode 1.
I know all about it.
Goblin Slayers episode 1, probably one of the most controversial premieres.
I am a Goblin Slayer fan,
Oh
and
my
not
God.
because of that episode.
I am not. I got to those scenes and I said, heck no. And I have never finished the first episode and I will never watch that series. For those that don't know, Goblin Slayer, basically a small summary without going into really any detail of the.
Go into detail. No, I'm just
Okay,
joking.
fine. Basically, we have this inexperienced party of adventurers. They go into this cave on a mission. They encounter a horde of goblins that then take them over. Let's see. One of the party members is brutally assaulted while the others watch helplessly. There is a lot of sexual violence that happens to one of the members as well. Limbs are torn off. Eventually, our main guy, the Goblin Slayer, comes in, but he is obviously not in time, and the party is basically massacred.
Everyone but one.
Right.
And she's our best girl.
Yes.
Yeah, I
She
didn't
the whole
She
time
is.
and never gets touched.
I didn't finish the first episode. So I don't know that.
That's crazy. And y'all, it literally, and I'm not a defender of this action because I'm assuming you're going to ask the question. Did you ask the question yet?
No, there is no
It-
question in this.
it-
We're just
it-
talking
we-
about the controversy.
Talking about the controversy
Oh, okay.
around that
Well,
first episode.
I do think that it's a bit of a fantasy for the people who created this, and it's definitely not my fantasy. I think it's pretty gross. But that being said, the fantasy genre is one of my favorites. So past this episode, that's the only thing that happens in the entire series.
Yeah.
Like that. So
Like-
it is just that episode, and then you have some pretty cool characters moving forward. And there's not even much ecchi in the series after that.
Which
But
I
they
find
really wanted to
so
nail in the
weird.
point.
I was
And
about to
this
say, yeah.
is my thing. People complain about this and say nothing about Berserk. I'm watching it, and I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what was I about to say about this
That's
first
true.
episode? I have no problem with
watching it.
I have no problem with what happened in the beginning, just because one of the things I'm thinking of going into the show is goblins. You know, they're always weak little green things or whatever. We never really worry about them when it comes to fantasy shows. How we're gonna make them us care about, like, not care, but like be terrified of these evil goblins. And they established that, I think, very well in the beginning with, unfortunately, that scene and the massacre. Like he said, they don't show none of that. That doesn't happen the rest of the time, but for the rest of the time you're watching the show, because of how they just wanted to depict them in the beginning, we know why he hates goblins so much and why he wants to kill every last one of them.
Yeah.
So I get the point of it, like I said, as disgusting as it is, but from a story writing and some of that standpoint, it didn't necessarily bother me. They didn't really show. They implemented what was
showed.
no,
They showed
like,
They
it.
showed.
They
They
showed it.
showed whole movement, and the little girl peed herself while she was watching.
yeah, they showed
They
that. but I'm
definitely
talking-
showed.
yeah, like they could have. We've seen worse.
My
in
point is,
anime.
when I see stuff like that, there are so many artistic ways to display that without showing it, and it gets the point across. You know what I mean? There's plenty of scary stuff that has imagery of stuff, like a representation or something that like something that just represents that action happening, or something
Mhm.
similar to that, like child abuse or anything on that level.
Yeah.
And they don't show it. Like maybe a child coming out, you know what I mean, with a country ass dad on a balcony, and the child is clearly physically abused. You can
Mhm.
imagine what's going on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You
Mhm.
don't need to see it. So that's
Yeah.
how I feel about those types of things. That's why I say it's gross. But someone who loved fantasy, I was too enthralled by the world, because what I liked is how, like you said, goblins aren't strong in any capacity, usually
Yeah.
in any fantasy. But in this world, Orc Bulk, who is the main character, he's not even the strongest, like, in adventurer. He's
Yeah.
a pretty low tier adventurer. And the other adventurers, they're all fighting dragons and you know what I mean, griffiths and all types of
Yeah.
stuff. But they're just down there fighting goblins. So they really nailed in on, like, this world's still bigger.
Yeah.
We're just focused on goblins. And he's
Yeah.
the best goblin slayer. That's
Period.
why I was
Yeah.
like, okay, this is cool. This is
Yeah.
cool. Plus, when I see Shock Factor, I'm like, I gotta keep going.
And plus, I know one
But
of
I
the other
get
problems.
why no girl would want to watch this.
Oh, yeah, of course.
No,
Yeah,
I
of
don't
course.
like those things, obviously. So anytime I see that, it's thing. That's why I don't do Berserk. That's why I
Berserk
didn't
is way
vibe
more
with
intense to
certain
me.
scenes in SAO. So
Yeah. Yeah.
any kind of
That's
anime
another
that
one.
features a lot of like shows, that kind of stuff, I tend to stay away from.
What about the one
Mhm.
scene from Heavenly Delusion that we watched together?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was dark.
Yeah.
I did, yeah, no,
That
I didn't
was
like that
dark.
one.
Yeah.
That
Mm.
was dark. That was one of the darkest
It was. It
assault
was.
scenes I've ever seen.
Yeah.
bruh.
Remember me
He was
during that
literally like,
that part of the episode?
Especially with the twist on the genders thing. Like, I was
Yeah.
like, this is just
he was
horrible.
literally like, "You're gonna watch as I assault
Yes.
your sister's body." I was like, "Huh?"
That is so
I'm like,
foul.
"Bro, just be evil inside your head. You don't gotta tell him." I'm
That
like,
is
"What in
so
the
foul.
world?"
But I do know one of
that
the
was
other
crazy.
problems with the Goblin Slayer thing is when they first aired it, they had it like for family, like under like the family section or something like that, and it wasn't under like mature or nothing like that. So a lot of
There
people
was
sat
no
down to
warning.
watch it, yeah, and they just got hit with that right, not even 10
Mhm.
minutes into it, it just goes right into all
Mhm.
that. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I do know that was another
Well,
issue it had.
You could pick it up before that. You can pick it up before that. If you're not, especially if you're watching it with kids and you see that coming and you don't turn it off, you're kind of stupid. But
That is fair.
Yeah,
That was that.
that's a good one.
yeah, that
Yeah.
was.
Uh,
What's next?
next one is kind of a smaller one. This one, I don't know if you guys know. It's kind of popular. It's very popular actually. K-On! Do you guys know K-On!
Yeah, I know it.
I know of
It's
it,
just-
but I haven't seen
It's
it.
the school band one. This,
Yeah.
like I said, it's a smaller one, but it's been a persistent one, and that is the racism in K-On! That it's being associated with.
Hmm.
Even though it's not racist, it's nothing. It literally comes from either I've gotten conflicting informations from doing some research, but
Mhm.
it was either it originated from a 4chan post or a bunch of, just Twitter users, people having K-On! Profile pictures or using K-On memes and doing, racist posts, the people on Twitter saying racist things, slurs, things such as that. And it's ever since that time permanently associated K-On with being
So it's
racist.
nothing that came from like the manga, the
Oh
show.
no,
It's
nothing
it's
that
other
came
people.
from the show itself.
Yeah, just
Though some people do kind of go into the fact where like, well, how would you get that kind of peaceful society if it didn't come from like an authoritative rule? And I'm just like, you're reading too much into it then.
Yeah.
I'm like, Reddit, we're going down a rabbit hole, and I don't know where we're
Yeah.
going here, but I'm like, but that was one that I really honestly didn't know of because I don't interact with much of the K-On fan base. I've watched a few episodes here and there, but it doesn't show up on a lot of my timeline. So I wasn't
Mhm.
entirely familiar with that one. But while it's a small one, it's persisted up until this day.
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome, Gabs.
One last
any more?
one.
Okay.
Yep. I figured I'd just do 3.
Okay.
Because some of the bigger ones get more conversations. And this one is about Death Note. So Death Note, obviously, we know from that, caused a lot of issues. It is technically banned in several countries, including Russia and China.
Russia
Mhm.
bans everything. You know,
Yeah,
isekai
that's
are
true.
banned
That
in
one doesn't
Russia.
surprise me.
Hold up. You know what? I do know that.
Isekai
I
are
do
banned
know that, yes.
exclusively in
Wait,
Russia.
really?
And
Yes.
yes, and it's
Isekais?
2025, so they can go through and filter now. They got AI for that. The reason is because the
Wow.
main religion of the country, I forget what it is, but it has to do with reincarnation,
Yeah.
and it basically goes
Mm.
against what they believe in with reincarnation. And I was like, dang, Putin, I didn't know you was that crazy. Isekai? I'm like, it ain't that
I
deep.
didn't know that.
hmm
Fun
So they
fact,
over there
viewers.
watching it with reason
You
with
can't watch
VPNs.
Isekai in Russia.
Yeah, I caught that one on the timeline. I probably had the same expressions. No idea, like what?
funny.
And then I gotta click on this one and read this one. Like this is crazy.
Places
Dang.
checked off the list to never live. I just checked off Texas. They try to ban anime in Texas.
Oh yeah, nah, I'm good. I'm
Nice.
good on
luck,
that.
Texas.
One of the main reasons that Death Note was actually banned in China is one, obviously due to its material, but the main reason for that being is after its premiere, a lot of Chinese students decided to go start get stationery and pens, pencils, and all that kind of stuff, creating their own Death Notes and writing in them
think I heard
during
about this.
classes, causing chaos. And basically, one quote I have that in this article I have from Chinese parents and teachers: Death Note is a poison that creates wicked hearts from innocent children and evil notebooks. Middle school
Hey.
students told publications many of his classmates owned Death Notes, wrote down teachers' names they disliked, trying to get tired of studying.
Y'all do know it doesn't work, right?
Yeah, nah.
Like, it's not
When you
ever going to work.
But
When
in
you
that,
translate Japanese or Chinese to English, it always sounds so dramatic. Like it
does.
always sounds, which is probably, I don't know if it is, but a lot of times I feel like that's not the way they meant to say it, but you
Mhm.
can't tell inflections on
Yeah.
such a far off language translation. You need
Mhm.
like a real translator. So a direct translation comes across as like that's why they literally thought Kishimoto was calling Sarada cute. And then he was saying she was cool because he said kakui or whatever. And that
Mhm.
Yeah.
means both. But people thought he was saying cute and he was saying she looks cool. So it's like, yeah, their translations are weird sometimes.
Yep. So that was a big thing. And then the other end of the controversy was actually that basically not just them creating the books, but they would just bring the manga into the classrooms and the schools and would be reading all the time, and it would be extreme publication issues. They would have it, the parents would want them, they throw them out, they get them from other students, and then would just be like, teachers were tired trying to find them. They had like lockers full of Death Notebooks that they just take it from kids.
That L
basically,
arc was deep.
Mm.
it's a big
blame you.
annoyance.
Oh
It's a
yeah.
big annoyance. What?
I'd have been one of them. I've been
Confiscated
hiding mine
over
in my locker.
187 Death Notebooks from toys and school utensils in stores from their city.
Once again, it doesn't work.
It was banned from everything.
It's
So
not gonna.
honestly,
It's really
it
not
was
gonna
more
hurt anybody.
annoyances than ever. See, in that culture, it's just it's the thought of it. Your thoughts will bring these evil spirits and so many things. It makes sense to
My
us.
Death
'cause we
Note
don't
is my
have
Death
that
Note
kind
is one of my
stuff.
favorite pieces of anime like merchandise I've purchased. I
Yeah.
love my Death Note.
Mhm.
Because it's something cool. It's a freaking Death Note.
What
Not
names
Not
you
in
got
China,
there?
it ain't.
None. I did something that's pre-made that's already in there, like from the show or whatever, but nah. Yeah, but not an
I'm
anime.
surprised you put a couple names in there.
Nah. What, Superman?
I literally was gonna say Superman.
If I had an extra one, oh yeah, I might fill it up.
If you don't get on the back page and in Sharpie just write Superman, do it. It's the
You
back page. No one's gonna
you
look.
about to have me go to the storage unit and pull that thing out and get the scribbling real quick with the Sharpie.
I'm gonna go into a Michael store.
I'm gonna write a whole paragraph about how he goes. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be cinema.
I would like you to read it as a report during our next meeting. That is your homework.
Awesome.
But those are our 3 controversies, and that is the start of a new little series within my topics.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you so much, Gabby. That was pretty cool. That was fun.
Let's go. I like that.
Thank you for that. All right. So now third on the topic for the docket, everybody, is our top 3 anime episodes of the week. Who would like to go first?
Noah, did you watch things?
I watched
True.
2 things. I watched because I'm still catching up, so I haven't watched new stuff yet. So I'm still on like episode 5 of everything. But I watched To Be Hero X. This anime is so good, bruh. I think I've teared up on every episode. I'm not even joking. I think I've teared up on every like full on.
I will know. I haven't watched this most recent episode. Oh wait, you haven't. Have you? Are you caught up?
Yeah, I watched the. This is one of the ones
I didn't watch
been caught up
episode
on.
9. I didn't get a chance, so I'm watching it right after this.
This anime is so good. Every episode is movie quality. The soundtrack gets me so. The soundtrack is crazy. Now they have this. Are y'all caught up?
I am caught up.
So y'all saw what happened, and we kind of seeing how it's going from like character to character.
Yeah, Gabby mentioned that last week, and I locked it in. Like it was all coming to me this week. Oh, okay, so that's what's going on now. Okay, let me put it all together.
Well, yeah, the first character, the last thing we saw was spoiler alert. If you haven't seen To Be Hero X,
go watch it and come back to this.
Yes, go skip this little
Plug
segment.
your ears.
I won't talk too long. We saw when his girlfriend got Jujutsu Kaisen in the side of her head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that was that's the cliffhanger I was talking about that I didn't want to say because I wasn't knowing if y'all are caught up. That cliffhanger was crazy. And then they just shoot that bit in the episode. I was like, they just got back together. She was on an abandoned island. You shot her on the island. It was just right at home. I was like, that was a headshot, not even like a hard shot. Like then she could, I love you always, and say her and shit. I was like, it's over. That was a crazy.
It's over.
Then episode 7, the action animation between him and Isol was nuts. That was crazy.
Yeah. I love that so much.
When he
that battle was
finally did
epic.
that, when he did that final punch, that made me tear up. When the episode before, when the younger brother was like, "Come on, Isol," that made me tear up. When he finally got up and delivered that crazy punch, that anime is easily. I love Fire Force. This is the best anime this season, and it's definitely going up there with Orb for my vote already. My 2 in my mind for anime of the year on next year's anime of the year. So that's definitely my number 1. And then number 2 is Windbreaker because that's all I saw. But Windbreaker's episode 2 was fire.
Okay. Episode 9.
Huh?
Episode 9, you mean? You said episode 2.
What'd I say? Oh, yeah. Episode 9 was fire as my number 2. And I did watch Country Bumpkin. I watched G-Cuck's Gundam. I watched a couple other things. So all of them were great. Not really worth talking about, but there's only like, in my opinion, there's only like 3 anime, unless there's probably some good slice of life. Oh, Super Cube is going crazy. I'm catching up on that as well. I can't wait to catch up. And
now that I'm home, I'm gonna start with that one. Catch up on that. So I do need to see.
I just heard that they're getting a season 2.
Okay.
So
okay, good to know.
These Chinese anime about to start dusting these Japanese. The committees are going to start saying, "Look, Mappa, y'all do something, whatever y'all. We going over to China real quick. We'll be back. Grab 3 of them things and let them drop 40 episodes before you drop 12." God tier animation. Like,
Big
so
problem.
I'd say not current episode, but my number 3, I guess, will be Gundam G Cux, because actually that was a legitimate number. That one is still so good. I can't wait to catch up. And then no honorable Fire Force was cool.
Okay. I'll go next.
I'm caught up on Fire Force. Actually, I am caught up on Fire Force.
Yeah.
Are we all caught up on Fire Force?
I'm caught up on Fire Force.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, animation's poop compared to season 2. Really upset about that, but story's great. I thought it was a little cheesy. Y'all know I have a goofy limit. I talk about my goofy limit. We're gonna need a little animation eventually. Goofy limit broke when he was flexing for a whole episode, blocking these bugs. That was a crazy cliffhanger. I thought he was dead because Fire Force be killing people.
Oh yeah, they have no shame in like cutting people off at all. They were just like, "Oh, bye."
Yes. Who was that character in season 2 they introduced and then chopped his head off the next episode?
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
He was so cool. I forget what his power was, but I was like, this is a dope new character. I like him. Boom, head gone.
Nope.
Like Chainsaw Man all over.
Delete.
Literally. So it was so out of nowhere. And then they do that goofy stuff. So it kind of like it's hard to find the vibe in Fire Force sometimes, I feel like. But I really did enjoy where we're up to. I forget the last thing I saw. Oh, that dragon character? What the hell is that? That dragon character? What in the world is that? Oh my goodness. He blew away a whole city.
Yeah, he's a problem. He's a threat.
I don't know how they're going to need. And then when I saw Benny Maru and Joker together at the end, and they're like, we're just going to get out of here. I was like, nah, fight, bro.
We're good. We have the prior appointment.
They're like, let's just get out of here. I'm like, bro, bust them up. Those are my Joker and Benny Maru, my 2 favorites.
Yeah, love them. Love them.
Yeah. So I say, that would be, I guess that's an honorable mention.
Okay.
That's it.
I'll give mine since I was super busy over the weekend. I get a chance to watch everything, but I did catch up on some stuff. So for my number 3, I didn't get to watch episode 9 of Lazarus, but I did watch 8 because I didn't get to see that one last week. So that's my number 3. I really do love Lazarus. I think it's a great show, great story. Keeps me on my edge every single week. This was a great episode. One of them got captured and everybody had to go get together and save them before they died. Like, it was a cool episode. Still don't know where the old man is at, so we can fix this cure and everything. So still some episodes left to see how that's going to pan out. My number 2 is To Be Hero X, which was my number 1 for a minute. I watched episode.
Wait, what did you say your 1 was?
I'm not at 1 yet.
Oh,
it was
number
my 1 until I
was...
watched something else. Number 3 was Lazarus, episode 8.
Oh, okay.
And number 2 is To Be Hero X. And
That's
for me, I watched episode 8 and 9 together because I didn't get to watch last week's Hero X. So I watched those 2 about that character together. So it hit a little different for me, like a little heavy, a little harder.
Now you got the singer that he was trying to take his girl to the whole time.
That has a super luck on her. Like I loved both of those episodes. I love her origin with the whole cult religious thing going on. Like it's pretty dope. It's solid. Yes, I'm loving this episode. I'm loving the show a lot. Each more, it grows on me more and more each week, especially with the introduction of all these characters and learning their histories and backgrounds. I can't wait till the next episode to see how they possibly close her origin story off. But phenomenal episode. I agree, Noah. Like they're doing that thing over there. But number 1 for me was kind of the same thing. I watched these 2 episodes back to back, 8 and 9. It was Windbreakers. I loved Windbreakers this week. Yeah, the boys are back into their ass whooping bag. I'm loving all the new people they're introducing. I'm loving the Ropo, whatever in the entertainment district. I'm loving them. Yeah, and they're like,
I almost turned my TV off for that girl when she arrived. I swear to you, and I'm pretty sure. No, not Tsubaki. The girl.
The one they're trying to save.
Yeah, the girl they're trying to save. I forget her name.
I yelled today in the office so loud.
I'm pretty sure I told you I hate a damsel in distress trope.
Yeah,
and that blew me so bad, bro. I was like, you see 30 people out here fighting, and you say, don't want to get hurt anymore. Like, that's not how life works.
As soon as she's sitting as soon as she's sitting backstage with Tsubaki and the twins, and she's like,
you knew she was gonna.
I was like, the man is gonna go run out there to the fight. Sure enough, that's what she did.
Yeah, that it literally made me upset, and I was like, already saying this is an ass episode the entire time, and then finally when they jumped in front, I was like, thank God. I was
Yeah.
like, really, you didn't even need to put this here. It's like, we get the stakes are high. You didn't need to put this here. Because
But
I
it was-
hate that trope.
But it was
Uh,
cool watching everybody like get their shit off, whatever, trying to protect it. Like, no, you sit there, like, no, we got you. Let us all protect you. Let us do this for you. And then, was it Kaiji? Is that his name? The guy with the short
can't
black
remember.
hair on the.
I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
him and Sakura having their moments. Like, look, I'm trusting you, dude. You my guy. Just we got this. Just protect her for me, please. So I go out there and do my thing.
Mhm.
That was all pretty cool. And I'm sorry, but when Tsubaki and the twins rolled up, I was like, this is what I'm waiting for. And they-
Tsubaki.
they was getting busy, and dude was holding his own against Tsubaki, but he was kind of some trash. He was just throwing haymakers the whole time.
Mhm.
And when he struck him that one good time, I was like, oh, that's your ass. I knew it. I love this episode so much this week, and just seeing them build this relationship with this other crew, and I can see at some point them working together to take down somebody else or something like that, because Tsubaki has close ties with them and everything, the connections. But yeah, loving that episode this week. That was my number one. That second of that episode 9 of Windbreakers. Yeah. So what about you, Gab?
I'm so glad she didn't run to them, man.
I'm glad they stopped her. and had to give her a little talking to. Like, no.
You dumb.
Especially the little weak boy, whatever. He jumped out there first.
Really?
Yeah, he jumped
Yeah,
out there first. Yeah. Like, thank
That
you.
little, I know you're already fighting, but I don't want you to hurt yourself. So I'm just going to go with the evil guy, get a train ran on me. Like, huh? What do you even say?
Right, you see us
Like,
all
that's
out
what
here.
I want. The
Look how
love of
many
my
people
life to
you
go
already-
run
yeah.
off with the hood niggas. Yeah. Go ahead, girl. Like, it's like all the old block outside, and you just like, yeah, go ahead. Go with the block. Go hang out on the block. Like, what type of, I'm sorry, that story trope to me is ass. I need writers to stop doing it. It's but nobody
It has
ever
to
would
be
do
done
that.
right. It has to be done right. That was
It does. Well,
yeah.
actually, I feel like in Naruto the Last, they did it right with Hinata because she thought they were going to blow up the world. But
you gotta write
it
it
doesn't
like
need
that.
to be.
That made no sense for her to run out there. I mean, the scene turned out to be good because everybody came together and stepped up and but it shouldn't even happen in the first place. You should have been
Right.
you should have been back there relaxing with them and just letting the boys take care of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it would have been better maybe if like she tried to go back, but like they like physically stopped her like before she got there. Like before she got in the building, like, no, you have to stay here, like we'll handle it. And then like they went out, but like physically like having her struggle more. I don't know. That would have been nice.
Or maybe
too.
if they made her personality depressed, so then it felt like she was like self-destructive. But she was
That
like
would've
a
been a good
bubbly
one, too.
blonde.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like it just I don't know.
But go ahead, Gabby.
So okay, starting with my not even really honorable mentions, but just one I watched and then I'm gonna be really tired of.
Okay.
Pose Kid from Last Dungeon. It's fine. It's cute. I watch it just because I like it, but
Okay.
it's not. It's run of the mill. It's not impressive. Kind of getting tired of the characters, to be honest.
Okay.
Brilliant.
Drop
Healers, I'm on episode 9.
I'm so close.
I'm so close. Brilliant Healers New Life into Shadow. Also still really like. We're getting better. So out of the 3, this is probably like the most. Now he's, in the church learning more about kind of the hierarchies and the different structures of how these healers work. And he's working with this one guy who is like, I just want to be higher up so I can treat the rich, and the rich should be treated better than the poor. And, that's the kind of mindset he has. So it's interesting getting into that little mini arc. I like that. And then Witch Watch. We had a decent episode.
Okay.
Got some emotions, but
Do I need to get back into it and catch up to where you're at?
no.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Thank you for
Honestly,
the honesty.
Yeah, no, it's we still don't have anything related to the main story or the topic that came in the first 2 episodes, so it's still bad. But this week's episode was better than last. I will give it that.
Okay.
You
not-
drop that shit. You hanging on.
I'm
radar was
on
up with that
episode
one.
9.
My radar was when I saw the first episode, I was like, this is really cute, but this looks like this ain't gonna last that long. It looks like something we're not really gonna explore
It
too
didn't.
much.
Yeah, it lasted a
my
few
radar
more
was right
episodes,
about
and
that.
yeah.
It lasted like
Yeah.
2-3 episodes.
They're really good at pulling you in sometimes with the plot, but sometimes they're
Keeping
not
you,
good at
yeah,
yeah
keeping you
pulling
there.
that
Yeah.
plot.
the beginning, getting into honorable mentions, beginning after the end. Really good story. We got introduced to, I think it's Liliana is the girl of the owners of the auction house who his parents live with. Really liked her storyline, kind of about like the jealousy of him having awakened his power so young. She comes from a parents without sorcerers who aren't sorcerers. She wants to become a sorcerer, felt pressured by her parents to become one, and then thought she was being replaced by him because they were so impressed by him when he came all of a sudden. So I thought that was a good quick development story to really introduce us to her as a new character, because I'm sure she'll probably stick around since she is close in age to him. So that was some nice little world building in our new location at the moment. The one I can't say, Noah.
Oh, the Altilier. What is it called?
Meister.
Altilier
Meister, yeah.
I can never say the first word. The unaware Altilier Meister. I'll never get
Unaware
it.
Altilier Meister.
You just did
it. After it's said for me. After it's said for me, I can't say it first. This one was good. We have we finally got introduced to our fake Artillery Meister, because which is just an illusion basically of a 20-year-old Kurt who is now grown up, that one of the girls makes, because that's how she imagined Kurt would look like, but it's still different enough that Kurt's just an airhead, so he doesn't really know what's going on anyway. He doesn't realize he's the Artillery, but that's just that. So that's cute. Getting more into some, we just kind of got out of an arc. Now we're kind of jumping into one, so we don't have too much story yet, but I still like it. It keeps me interested. Nice. I did finish.
Definitely more than Witch Watch.
Definitely more than Witch Watch. I did not get to watch To Be Hero X episode 9 this week. So the second episode of Scion, I will be watching that here shortly. Okay. I'm very excited for it. What else did I watch?
Vigilantes.
Watch Vigilantes. And then I watched.
Oh, yeah. I caught up on that too. I forgot about that.
I did.
Yeah. So my number 3 this week is one that I actually just started watching early last week and caught up. It's the Gorilla Gods Go-To Girl, which I was interested in watching at the very beginning of the season, but had never started it. So I did. It's basically, people as they come of age, they get a power, been blessed by a god. She was blessed by the Gorilla God, who is like super rare, and she is taken down the path of becoming a knight because she is literally the most powerful thing. She's like, oh, I'm in a box. The box is now broken. The door is now broken. The castle gates are now broken. I can jump from a castle and be fine and land on my feet. I can carry men on my back. Small little girl, it's hilarious. And sometimes the Gorilla God spirit will appear behind her, making or just like random little emojis, and it's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's got some cute romance. So we got that, and I love it. We had some confessions, and we're gonna hide our relationship, and then we have all of our side boys. But I love the character designs. I think this is a really good kind of just like fun romance thing, but it's also got a bit of fantasy in there. So I don't mind it. It's got some classic tropes in there of any romance anime. But I think it's the romance anime I was kind of looking for that I try to find each season. And so very happy with that. It's very cute. My number 2 is going to be Vigilantes. You guys both watched it?
I did, with our American hero. Is that the one?
No, this one was the one with the mom in town, and he had the girls pretend to be his girlfriend.
Did I see that one?
I think it might be one behind.
Oh, this was episode 9. It just came out today.
Then yes, I didn't see it. If it came out today, yeah.
Okay, I won't spoil too much. It's just a cute episode, but we got a little development in a partial area.
Okay.
So, but it was cute. I liked it. It was really good. But my number 1 this week is Windbreaker, because gosh darn it, this episode made me cry several times. It just did. And then we have Tsubaki and the twins, Uryu and Uryu. Oh my
I like how they use each
God.
other to fight. I like how they
They-
piggyback off each other when they're
yes,
fighting.
they-
Yeah.
Movements are so cool to watch, and the camera angles. I
Mhm.
just thought how fluid it was, and it was spectacular. I loved it so much, and Tsubaki is just becoming one of my favorite characters. I love
Gabby,
his-
focus yourself.
Mm, I don't want to.
There you go. I think.
No. Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
I got too excited. No, but
That's
Tsubaki. I love Tsubaki as a character. I love the moment he had with Sakura. I
Mhm.
love his interactions, with the girl and with the Ichiropo.
His interaction with the twins. Yeah. Like,
Interaction
can y'all
twins.
just clear all
in
this
gen-
out? I'll take care of him. Y'all leave him to me. Y'all clear the rest
In-
of this out.
In general, Tsubaki just commands attention, and you can really tell. It's like, yeah, commands attention. One, for how strong that he is, and two, just with a personality. So I really enjoy his character.
We started to talk down on Tsubaki. When dude started to talk down about Tsubaki's makeup, I was like, this ain't gonna go well for you, dude. Like that,
Yeah.
I had to figure like that's like powering him up with makeup, whatever, just makes him feel more comfortable, like being his stuff out there. Yeah, so he should have kept his mouth shut. I think he's gonna finish dogging him the next episode.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully he doesn't die.
He's not gonna die.
No,
Shush.
not having that, Noah. Not having that.
Ain't nobody pulled out the blicky yet.
Oh no, at some point somebody's gonna get stabbed or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody pulled out the blicky yet. But I told you, Tsubaki got death flags for me. We shall
That's
see.
my top 3.
All right. So that was our top threes of the week,
Yay.
ladies and gentlemen. Let us know what your top threes of the week was. Put it in the chat down below. We would appreciate to hear that. So now let's open up the floor to whatever we feel like discussing about that's anime related. So the floor is open.
I got some anime this or that, some more.
Okay.
But first, Lo, have you read any Chainsaw Man?
Yes, I have, sir. I'm officially
Okay,
on
bet.
chat.
I was about to really get on your ass. I was gonna say, in 1 month, if you can't read one chapter, you're just lying.
Look, I'm not far because, like I said, busy weekend, but I'm on chapter 102.
Okay.
I think I've technically finished
He's hit
102.
the hundreds.
Yes, I've crossed over. So
He read 5 chapters. He ain't get that
Um,
far.
Yeah,
Well, I
I
was
know.
gonna say I
but
didn't
he
get
at
far,
least
but
hit the
97,
100.
I think, is the end of part 1.
but I'm enjoying it so far. I'm a little confused about the start because like it just kind of starts like it's years later or something, and everybody's fanboying around.
I can't remember if they
Chainsaw
said how
Man.
far along it is, but it seems to be like a good year-ish or 2 later.
Something, yeah. So it kind of threw me off at the beginning of it.
Yeah,
like,
it is.
okay, but I like the new person that they're focusing on. Like I know it's obviously about Denji and Chainsaw Man, but he
We
hasn't been
got so
seen yet.
many secrets to uncover now that we uncovered weekly. Ooh.
So
So right now you saw he's in school, right?
well, he just showed up. I've been dealing with Asa and
Asa Mitaka, yeah.
and her becoming the War Devil. Like so, the War Devil is gruesome
you've
and
met-
a badass.
You've met the second of the 4 horsemen now.
Okay,
You've met the second.
Yep.
What's her name? Makima is 1.
and the War Devil is the other one.
Noru is
Yoru
2.
or whatever. Yeah,
Yoru, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
is 2. And I love Asa. I don't know why, but her goofy ass character is so fun.
yeah. I just learned how
New
she
arc
always.
is
I just
so
learned about how
fun.
she always tripping.
Yes. She's like depressed. Like I think she's suicidal, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, because she killed her.
Yeah.
She feels like she killed her mother. So I just saw
Yeah.
the part where she, because of her tripping and everything, she wanted to save a cat when was that the weather devil or whatever was going crazy or something like that. Yeah, and
Mhm.
she went to save the cat. And her mother tried to stop her and got the wind through a car at her and killed her. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
geez, okay, but
This is Fujimoto bad luck.
yeah, like, but I'm really messing with her and the whole like, Asa's dead, but like personality wise, they switch or whatever. Like her subconscious switches, and that's how she can go back and forth between talking to the original Asa and now the War Devil. Like it's crazy, whatever. But I'm digging it. So, and I just saw the point
The
where
design is so cool.
yeah,
It is.
when she tried to save her new friend, who's not her friend, that she's not trying to befriend, the girl with the glasses or whatever. I can't think of her
Yeah.
name. And they ran into the Bat Devil, and Chainsaw Man showed up and killed him. And help me figure this out because I can't figure this out for nothing. Where the hell did the Cockroach Devil come from? In the
I
panels,
have to-
In the panels, I
I've
can't
been
tell
reading
where-
this show weekly for like 2 years, 3 years, so I'd honestly have to reread.
because I was
to
throwing off. He's
remember that
fighting the Bat Devil. You know, he's
'Cause
coming
this
out of
part
nowhere.
wasn't. This was like start of the story. It wasn't super impactful, so I didn't
Yeah.
lock it in real good.
And then, because like it just switched over to the cockroach devil. And I was like, who? What? This is not the bat devil. Why is he fighting this thing or whatever? And like at the end they said,
But
like,
I will
he
say
defeated
this.
the cockroach devil.
Part 2, part 1, like I said before. So for me, part 1, I feel like has a better cast. Part 2, I feel like has a better structured story. But
Okay.
you'll have to decide once you catch up.
Right.
But that being said, part 2 has way more deep shit that you're gonna have to read slowly and pay attention to
Mhm.
because there's way more stuff where you're kind of like, huh? And then you read back a few pages, you're like, oh, and then you look up online and you're like, I was right. And so
Mhm.
that's kind of how it goes like that, like every 3 chapters. So you gotta really lock in when you're reading.
Mhm.
And they really focus on the devils a lot in part 2, as to where part 1 was more about like the human relationships. There's a lot of devils in part 2. So you're gonna see a whole
Yeah,
bunch
I've
of
seen the
devils and
chicken devil with
everything.
no head that she tripped on and crushed.
Yeah. I
Seen the
forgot about that.
Seen the cockroach devil. Like
Yeah. Anything of fear can be is a devil. So
yeah. And the war devil's devil tree is
so
just
the
interesting.
war devil, you know what I mean? The 4 horsemen, like Makima had control. That's a big fear. War is a huge fear. So obviously they're gonna be insanely strong if there's something like gun, war, tiger, you know what I mean? Those are gonna be strong as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But I'm really messing with the war devil or war demon or whatever right now a lot. I'm messing with Asa and her, whatever, and this newly relationship that they're trying to figure out, like, oh, just kill the girl or whatever. It'd be easy if you did it right now, whatever, get a strong weapon out of it, and because how she makes weapons is just insane. Just get a connection with somebody and then kill them, and the more like your relationship, the stronger it is, like the more powerful the weapon is. Like,
did you see one of her swords yet? She turns everything into a sword.
I see when she ripped dude's spine out.
Yes, the spine sword.
Yeah. That was so cool.
That was like her introduction. I was sitting there like okay,
now
girl, that's how we start.
How they have the cosplay you've seen and like Otakon and stuff, how they have that. Because a lot of people have been cosplaying that for some time now.
See, now when we're walking around, I'll see the nose and I can be like, oh, yeah, the war devil.
I'm telling you, you've been walking away. You've been walking past Chainsaw Man cosplays this whole time. Because that's why you'll hear me when I'm walking. I'll be like, they have so many Chainsaw Man spoilers just walking around. Like, you've seen the Aki one. With his gun out of his head when Aki becomes a gun devil.
I mean, I've seen somebody cosplay before.
Yeah,
I wouldn't doubt it, but at the time, I wouldn't know. When
you probably didn't pay attention to it, but he was wearing obviously the same thing. But that's a spoiler because then that says that Aki's dead. So if you're paying attention, then you could say, I could see one Aki next to him, and then the Aki with the gun out his head and be like, your cosplay just spoiled me that Aki died. Yeah. So now you'll be hit.
But no, I'm into it. Like the war devil alone has got me like super excited and into it. But it's like now that I've come out of part 1, I know I'm not staying connected to you because you may not be here but a few more panels. You're not gonna trick me like that again. Not happening. So
well, think about part 1. Part 1, the first few characters you met lasted a good while. So the characters they introduced along the way don't get attached to. But if you're in, I mean, you see, she's still the cover art on like the current manga.
Yeah, and I feel strong about it because
that's no spoiler. But like, if she's like the main, you know what I'm saying, the horsemen are the ones that like Makima. Makima lasted all of part 1. So like the horsemen are probably going,
stick around.
So you got 2 more horsemen.
They haven't even introduced like the horsemen to me yet, if I'm correct.
No.
Well, that was I believe, I don't know when they stated that in the manga first. That's a good question. I don't know when they stated that.
Yeah.
First.
I don't think they've said it yet.
Okay.
So
we'll find out.
They've mentioned something about the horsemen before. In part 1 they did.
No, they do several. Oh, I don't know about part 1. I can't remember in part 1, but in part 2 they do a lot. But I can't remember in part 1.
They definitely haven't mentioned in part 2 yet. But like I said, I'm only a couple chapters into it, so
yeah.
Who knows? I'll probably get into it tomorrow while I'm sitting at work just reading it because I want to read more.
We just found out who the 4th horseman is like a few weeks ago.
I remember y'all were excited about that, even though I didn't understand what y'all were talking about, but I remember y'all were excited about that. Yeah. So
yeah. But that's cool.
That's changed. I've officially started on part 2, so
that's good.
It should be a much larger update next week. So
I can't wait. And then you're almost caught up, and then we have something to talk about weekly. Not even just in the podcast, but just in general.
Yeah,
Yeah, because it'll be super fun to read weekly. 1 chapter, you know what I mean? Okay, do y'all want to do this anime this or that?
Yeah.
Why you sound disappointed?
Ooh, I'm ready. Let's do it.
You said,
No,
yeah.
I said heck yeah.
Oh,
I just wasn't as
It didn't sound like it.
heck yeah, hell yeah. Let's go.
There
Let's
we
do
go.
it.
all right, bet. That's what I like. There we go.
Let's go.
All right, first up, we got
See if I can piss Gabby off again.
first one. We got. Ooh, this is hard for me.
No good.
First one we got. All right, actually, I'm gonna send this one to you, Lo, and you read this one because I want to
Okay.
play this one, and then the next one. I'll read, okay? Just because this one seems difficult, so I like when I
Okay.
have to really just. The first one I still can't say. All right, hold on. Where's your anime? This or that? Lo, what we got?
All right, Sung Win Ju from Solo Leveling versus Ain
Sung
Zu
Win Ju?
Gon. I'm sorry.
What you
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
doing?
Ju.
Sung Win Ju? Okay.
Bloopers.
Sung Jin Woo from Solo Leveling versus Ain Zu Gon from Overlord.
I have to give it to Ainz just because Ainz involvement with each of his characters is so impactful. He like his and it's similar. It's a good comparison because
It is.
he's got a shadow army and he's got like an undead army and like an NPC army.
Mhm.
Gotta go with Ainz. I feel like his relationship with the shadows or with his army is a little bit stronger than Jin Woo. But I love my guy.
I think
I love my guy.
I think give Jin Woo a couple more seasons under his belt so people can see and get used to him a bit more, whatever. I think he has a
Yeah.
The
chance.
voter's supposed to be
level it up.
indifferent. I mean, the narrator's supposed to be indifferent. So, Gabby, what's you?
I'll stay out of it.
I'm going Ainz. I have more of an attachment. Maybe it's because Solo Leveling is so new, but I like the character of Ainz more similar to what you were saying, the connection he has with the characters, and I just like his personality better.
Okay.
So
All right,
Ainz.
let's keep going. Let's we're speed running a little bit.
All right.
A little bit. Who's next?
All right. Tanjiro from Demon Slayer versus Yuji from Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yuji.
Tanjiro, easy.
I'm gonna go
Yuji.
Yuji.
Tanjiro, easy. Yuji is trains with a teddy bear. My son Tanjiro
Ah.
bites his lip off each arc. Tanjiro.
I like my boy Yuji.
All right.
All right.
Ichigo from Bleach versus Edward Elric from Full Metal Brotherhood, Alchemist Brotherhood. That's what
Edward,
it was.
easy.
I go Ichigo. I prefer Bleach over Full Metal.
I already know how this next one is going to go. Luffy versus One Piece.
Luffy.
Luffy versus
All right,
Naruto.
keep going, because I'm about to blow it. Keep going. Keep going.
Luffy versus Naruto.
Luffy.
Naruto. Oh, Luffy. Sorry. As a
Luffy.
Naruto fan, Luffy.
Okay.
Luffy's a better MC.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree, Gab? I'm pretty sure, but I'm just asking. Okay. Just
What kind of
asking.
question is that?
All right. One Punch Man versus Goku.
Saitama versus Goku.
Yes.
Goku. Goku's the GOAT.
Yep.
I mean, I want to pick Saitama just because I don't want to pick Goku.
Goku.
Go-to. Y'all need to go to sleep.
I'm about to say Goku the hell out of here with that one.
Go-to.
Nah, I'll pick Saitama.
You have not seen One Punch Man. You cannot do this, Gabby. You
Why
literally
not?
cannot
Why
do
not?
this. You haven't even
I
seen the show.
Goku.
Guys, this is the problem with anime fans right here, y'all. This is the problem. Your biases are so strong, you can't use your logic. No, I'm playing. Let's go.
Oh, hilarious. Okay. Kakashi from Naruto versus Levi Ackerman from Attack on Titan.
Who's first?
Kakashi from Naruto versus
Kakashi?
Levi Ackerman. Yes.
Okay.
Versus
You
Levi.
gotta work on your pronunciation, my love.
Kakashi is crazy. Ooh. I love Levi, but I'm gonna have to go with Mr. Worldwide.
Kakashi, hands down.
I'm gonna have to. I don't know about hands down. Levi's the GOAT,
Yeah.
but
Levi's
Kakashi's
pretty
just not.
cool.
Kakashi's too cool.
That's a tough
bro.
call.
Kakashi's so awesome. How can you not?
Kakashi was the original Gojo and Levi, so it's
Yeah.
like girls were fanning over Kakashi way before.
I couldn't even see
Gojo.
his face.
Oh,
literally.
yeah.
Oh, that filler episode when he revealed his face,
Yeah.
probably
Oh
the
my
most
God.
popular filler episode in anime history.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll go Kakashi.
Okay. And who'd you pick, Gab?
Kakashi, hands down.
All right. Next, Light Yagami from Death Note versus L from Death Note.
Light, just because of how they did L's character.
They really did my man dirty. They did. Picking light.
Okay. Shoto Todoroki from My Hero Academia versus Izuku Midoriya from My Hero Academia.
Izuku.
Oh, Shoto. All day.
Nah, my Deku.
Oh, Shoto. I'm a Deku hater. D1.
Mm-mm.
I'm a D1 Deku
What?
hater.
Hold
D1 Deku hater.
on.
He's better than Tanjiro, but not by much.
Yeah, my boy was the original Crybaby protagonist.
Right.
All right, so now Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen versus Kaguya from Boruto.
Versus Kaguya. That's
Mhm.
an ugly comparison. Gojo versus
That's easy.
Kaguya.
Yeah.
I honestly, I don't like Kaguya. I thought, honestly, that turn in Naruto at the end, I really hated it. To be completely
Yeah,
honest.
it didn't make
I
sense
absolutely
until
hated
it was really stupid. It didn't make sense until Boruto. Boruto makes
Yeah.
it make a lot more sense. But
Yes.
originally when you're watching it, you're like, this is weird as hell. I agree.
Yeah. Was fine with
Okay.
a moderate bit.
Kazuma from Konosuba versus Rimuru Tempest from That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime.
Oh, Kazuma all day.
I haven't
Kazuma's
seen
the
that one
GOAT.
yet. I gotta pick Rimi.
Kazuma's the GOAT. I will just take my point because she got to see the other one.
Right.
Kazuma.
All right, we got two left. We have Eren Yeager, Attack on Titan, versus Yusuke Urameshi from Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yusuke. I love Eren, but I'd say Eren's a more explored character emotionally, but Yusuke is probably my top 3 favorite MCs all time.
I really need to go back and
Yusuke is
rewatch it. It's been too long since I watched Yu Yu Hakusho.
If Smoke was a person, it would be Yusuke. And I just reread Yu Yu Hakusho. Yeah.
All right, and the last one on here is Jin Toki from Gintama. I guess that's the main character.
Gintama.
Okay. And versus Edward Elric from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
I've only seen one episode of Gintama, so I gotta give it to Edward. But I heard Gintoki is the GOAT.
I haven't seen Gintama either, so I'll go with that word.
I've seen very
I
little.
love Edward too. He's such a good MC.
But okay, that was all of this week's This or That.
No, we got more.
You got okay. You got okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You got more.
We're gonna speed run this. I had an Isekai one, but y'all gotta lock in a little bit more on your Isekais before we do this one. Because they got some, which honestly I don't think, because a lot of these are like forgettable ones, but still kind of good. But I have an anime one.
All right.
So let's do it.
The pause.
Sorry. I was trying to find the okay. Is this it? Yeah, anime this or that. My Hero, Naruto.
My Hero.
Oh, this is a tough one.
Not for me.
For nostalgia reasons, I gotta go Naruto.
So much more than nostalgia. Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer.
Attack on Titan.
Cabby, you on the hit list today. One Piece, Bleach.
One Piece.
One Piece.
Dragon Ball Z, Jujutsu Kaisen.
Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z all day. Tokyo Ghoul, Death Note.
Death Note.
Tokyo Ghoul.
For me, from a manga standpoint, I would have picked Tokyo Ghoul over Death Note. But from an anime standpoint, there's no comparison. Death Note. Hunter x Hunter, Black Clover.
Black Clover.
Oh, that's a hard one. Probably Black Clover because I like the characters more, but Hunter x Hunter's classic.
Full Metal Alchemist, Brotherhood, Code Geass.
Code Geass. And I will state that saying I've never seen Brotherhood.
Brotherhood.
Oh, you gotta see Brotherhood.
I try.
It's very good.
I get stuck around 16 through 18. No matter which version I watch, whenever they go to the prison or whatever with the little.
Really?
For some reason, it gets insanely good.
But for some reason, that line, I always lose interest when I was trying to watch it around that time. Every single time I try to watch it. I've been recently trying to watch it, and I get there, and I just lose interest in the show. I got to somehow push past it and keep going.
That's weird.
You might just have ass taste. I'm just joking.
Come on, I thought you had somewhere to be. All right, so let's keep it going. All right.
He's got more than one, y'all.
Right.
This one might be hard for you, Lo. Sword Art Online or ReZero?
ReZero.
Jeez.
Sword
Art.
The original best Isekai versus the GOAT Isekai.
I gotta go Sword Art. My heart is so tied to Soul Art. I gotta go there.
Okay. Your Name, Weathering with You.
Your Name.
Your Name. I don't know Weathering with You.
You need to fix that.
I'll pick Weathering with You. One Punch Man, Mob Psycho.
I
low.
want Mob Psycho right now, only because
Mob
I haven't
Psycho
seen
for
season
sure.
2 yet of
I've
One Punch.
only seen Mob Psycho.
Mob Psycho
and
is 100%
not
the answer.
Sentima.
Haikyuu, Kuroko no Basket.
Haikyuu.
Kuroko no Basket.
I know you were gonna say that.
I had more
Haikyuu,
fun
too.
watching that.
I know. I just
I
love the
hate
big
watching that
volleyball
anime.
boys.
It's as ridiculous
hate
as it is.
watching
It
that
is so
anime.
fun.
As a basketball fan, that anime made me bang my head on the table. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Yu-Gi-Oh.
JoJo.
Ooh.
Haven't seen Judges,
Over
so I gotta go with Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh?
I played the card game, but I never watched the show.
What?
What?
Yeah.
Dog, there are so many gaps. Hello. We gotta fill in some of these gaps. How you
Did
get
you
to
have
Avatar but
Skyward?
not Yu-Gi-Oh?
How you get to-
Yu-Gi-Oh is
Yeah, like I played the game. Like I was buying the boxes of cards and all that kind of stuff. Played it faithfully with my friends, but then
I
just
think the
fell out of
card
it.
game of Yu-Gi-Oh outsells Pokemon card game.
I had decks and everything.
Maybe.
Or at least at one point. I believe it did.
I think.
Or maybe I'm talking bullshit. I don't know.
No, you're right.
For me, it's hard because I was never a huge fan of the Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but the
Mhm.
show was so good. I've been thinking about rewatching it. I've
Yeah,
also been thinking about
really
reading
good.
it first. It's a really good show.
Mhm.
Like honestly, even to this day, it will hold up. It's a really good shonen.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely the best card fighter.
Let's see.
I think I would pick JoJo fans might be mad. I haven't read Steel Ball Run, so I think I would pick Yu-Gi-Oh. I can't lie. Yu-Gi-Oh was a strong part of my childhood.
Okay, I get that.
Okay. Keep going. I got like 80 more of these, but we'll do like 10 more. Attack on Titan, Vinland Saga. Oh, we already did Attack on Titan.
Are we answering that one?
Right.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, Attack on Titan.
Yeah,
Attack
sure.
on Titan. I haven't seen Vinland.
Bleach, Naruto Shippuden.
Naruto Shippuden.
Naruto Shippuden.
He's in pain.
A little bit. Yeah.
Fruits Baskets or in High School Club. Or in High School Host Club.
Fuck.
Host Club.
I gotta pick Fruits Basket. It was
Have
my
you seen
first
Fruits
ever
Baskets?
anime.
Yeah, I've seen it. Remember, I
Oh,
had
really?
remember I had that issue where like I think I watched it out of order. Something crazy like that happened when I was trying to watch it, and it threw some
Mhm.
things off on me. Yeah, so
You need
I've
to
seen it,
rewatch.
but I've seen it.
Go.
It was my first ever anime manga. It's gotta have my
That's
heart.
right. Yeah.
Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen.
Didn't we have
Jujutsu Kaisen.
I'm not gonna lie. For me personally, season 1 of Demon Slayer, I'd put above everything JJK has dropped. the rest of Demon Slayer, season 1 of Demon Slayer, I put above, and the Mugen Train, I put above everything JJK has dropped.
I think
but-
I was Demon Slayer.
If you add the whole thing together, I'd probably say JJK out of enjoyment, but Demon Slayer season 1 was perfect.
It was very good.
Mhm.
Fairy Tail, Black Clover. Don't piss me off.
Son of a.
Don't piss me off. Don't piss me off.
Fairy Tale.
I'm gonna say it. Fairy Tale.
Y'all piss me the fuck
Fairy Tale is the original Black Clover.
Fairy Tale.
Kind of like
Moving on. I'm supposed to be unbiased. Say again.
kind
Flo.
of with you, Gabby. She said, "Fairy
Fairy
Tale."
Tale is the original Black Clover.
I
I'm
get
not
it.
even going
I
to
get it.
insult y'all.
He's mad
get
at
it.
my comment.
They repeated a lot of them. Kakegurui or Free?
Kakaguri.
I haven't seen Free. That's the Yaoi Swim joint.
Yeah.
Free.
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 7 Deadly Sins or Noragami?
Ah,
Never seen Noragami, so I got a default pick 7 Deadly Sins.
I picked 7 Deadly Sins just for the fact that it's actually completed in the anime, and Noragami, they only did like 2 seasons, and I think some of it is kind of out of whack and not accurate. So I'll go 7 Deadly Sins just for that fact.
Okay.
Okay. High School DxD or Parasite? That's a strange
Parasite.
comparison.
I know, but default, I gotta go Parasite because I haven't seen
Mhm.
High School DxD. I started, but never went back to finish it.
Oh, really? High School
Yeah.
DxD is the best. Etchy. Parasite for me too. Akame got killed. Kill La Kill.
Kill la Kill.
Kill La Kill.
Me too. Berserk, Ace Attorney. That's such a weird comparison.
What? That makes no sense whatsoever.
Ace Attorney is fire though.
Well, no, I've seen an episode or two of Berserk, but I'm picking Ace Attorney on principle because I don't watch Berserk and I refuse to watch it.
I'm going with Berserk because I haven't seen Ace Attorney, but I'm pretty sure it would be Berserk over that anyway.
I seen them both, and these shouldn't even be on the same planet
Yeah.
together. Full Metal Alchemist versus Psycho Pass. This isn't Brotherhood.
Psychopaths for me.
Disgusting take, Gabby.
Probably Full Metal.
Okay. I haven't heard of either of these. So Code Geass, Castlevania,
Castlevania.
Code Geass.
easily. You seen Code Geass? Gabby? You seen
Yeah.
Code Geass?
Yeah.
And you still pick Castle? You seen it? You sure you seen it? With your
Yeah, I-
eyeballs?
Yeah. I saw a
Are
long
you sure
time
you weren't
ago.
asleep the whole
I'm
time?
about to say she was reading
No.
manga at the time.
Oh my
Right. She was on her phone.
Yeah.
Go back and watch Code Geass and then get back to us.
Code Geass
No.
was fire.
Okay, I'll watch it again.
Inuyasha, The Disastrous Life of Psychic K.
Oh, one of them is my comfort anime.
And you watch
Which one? Inuyasha?
No, Psychic Kai is a comfort anime because I have it on the background all the time.
Oh, it is very funny. You haven't seen either?
Not saying Inuyasha was mine.
Oh, Inuyasha? Okay.
Yeah.
I have to go Inuyasha based off story. Just
Okay.
It's the one that I would fall asleep to and wake up at 3 a.m. and hear, oh, Katashi.
Yeah. So did a lot of people.
All right. And that was our anime This or That. That was painful.
It was.
finished.
It was a little painful.
I made Noah very
was a good
mad
time.
this episode.
Oh, but all in
No,
good
I don't
fun.
mind at
in
all.
Good fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So before Noah takes us out, everybody, just want to quickly remind you that this episode or all of these episodes will be up 10 a.m. Thursday. So that's where you can find it. Also, we have Loaded Snacks Weekly in case you want to get caught up on everything happening in pop culture every Tuesday at 8:30 live. So tune in then to watch myself and the rest of the Loaded Snacks crew do what we do like we do here. Have fun, have good conversation, talk about pop culture. And we have our Finisher podcast for wrestling that's bi-weekly. So this Saturday, you can catch the next episode of that, talking about Money in the Bank and Worlds Collide, and whatever else they plan to talk about on the podcast this weekend when it goes live. So outside of that, Noah, take us out.
All right. Until next week, deuces.
Bye.
Loading snacks.